Hey family, welcome in to Divine Golden Master, where we master being divine at this 3D reality. Alright, so today's video is going to be about this 9-year symbolism. Okay, I told you guys we'll be dropping this around the new moon. The new moon is tomorrow, the lunar new year is tomorrow. Okay, we are tapping in with the energy of doing a group ritual as well. So if you want information on that, we will touch on that at the end of this video, and it will also be listed in the community tab. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. We are in a 9-year. Okay, this is the year of the snake. This is the year of Oya. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about Oya. I do have my notes. Okay, and we're going to talk about snake symbolism. But as we know, everything is connected. Everything in our universe is connected. Okay, so things that I'm going to say for Oya, things that I'm going to say for the snake, some of those things coincide because everything is connected. And something that you'll start to learn on your spiritual path, if you already don't know this, is that when it comes to our spiritual path and our spiritual journey, a lot of things are very similar in energy, but just put with a different label. Okay, so keep that in mind. I ask that you do keep an open mind, and if something doesn't resonate with you or you do not resonate with it, go ahead and leave it for someone else. Okay, so yes, and the intention on this video is to just give you guys some informative information about the energy that we're stepping into so that you can utilize it to best benefit you in your reality, right? Because we're all living in different realities. So make sure to do your own research, fact check the things I'm saying, and also to add your own piece to it, add your own sauce to it, okay? So yeah, first, Oya, she represents rebirth, becoming something new, right? We see that with a lot of the chaos that's going on, and that's going to continue to go on this year, which is bringing balance, okay? Everybody knows that if you have any type of familiarity with Oya, you know that she's going to bring that change, and it's going to be the change that you needed, but it may not be the way that you wanted it, all right? But it is very important that the overarching energy of this year is to be in flow, fluid, okay? Being in a very much flowing energy is going to help you to be able to maneuver, okay, these different storms, because she rules over what? Storms, thunder, hurricanes, the winds, okay? And this is how we also know that the winds of change are here, okay? Major winds of change are here, especially with this Oya energy that we are in right now, okay? Places that she is significant, or you can go to her in nature, but specifically the cemetery, okay? She's the guardian of the inside of the cemetery. Now, I will say this is just my belief and one thing that I do, because before I give out any advice or before I tell you to do anything, I want to make sure that you are protected, guarded, doing things in a way that doesn't cause you any harm. Okay, so make sure you do your own research about when you're visiting the cemetery. I may do a video next month, okay, because February is also her month. We are also celebrating her feast day on the 2nd. I already told you guys about that, but yeah, if you do decide to go to the cemetery and get some dirt to put on her altar or honor her or whatever the case may be, or even just go out there, make sure these are just some practices I like to live by. When I go into the cemetery, I give offerings going in, pennies, and as I walk out, my last 3 steps, I turn and face the cemetery, give another offering as I leave, and I walk back out 3 steps out. Okay, so when I walk in, I give an offering. Even if I'm giving her eggplant or whatever the case, we're going to talk about her offerings later, but even if I'm giving her an offering, when I first walk in, because we realize that the cemetery is an important place, right? It's a lot of spirits here. It's a lot of energy. So a lot of things will, Okay? Nothing to be scared of, but something to be aware of. All right. So I walk in, give an offering. I walk out. I turn and face the cemetery. Walk back 3 steps, give another offering, and then I bow out. You feel me? All right. Now, she is also the decision maker between life and death. Okay. So we're gonna talk about something that's gonna be significant here with her, because with this energy here, she rules over the respiratory system. So some of the things that's going to be very significant this year will be to be cautious about your health, all right? And specifically your respiratory system. So if you smoke, some of you guys could already have the urges to stop smoking, or you could already have the urge to slow down. I know I've been having it since last year around October. And that's how it usually would come, especially depending on how in tune you are with the collective energy. But if that hasn't even come to your awareness, be cautious of smoking this year, okay? Maybe even take a break this year, or just minimize, because I know I'll just be minimizing the amount that you smoke, okay? Also, something that she does not resonate with is pork, all right? So when working with her or anything, don't eat pork. Yeah, I don't care what nobody said. Like, oh, you could eat it. Just don't put it on hot. When working with her, don't eat pork. Because we're one, right? And we believe in energy being intertwined, and we're an energetic universe. How am I going to be intertwined with you doing something that you don't even do? Right? And you don't have to do it permanently. Just when you're working with her, or when you're trying to utilize her energy, refrain from eating that, okay? And also salty foods. And that's another thing that's been very significant for me this year. I've been eating a lot less and doing fasting, as well as really paying attention to what I'm eating. Trying to really pay attention to what I'm drinking, and trying to maintain intuitive eating. Okay, so be cautious of that. All right, that could be something that's very significant. I said that she rules over the respiratory and the lungs, okay? And we can also notice that in the collective, where it's a lot of respiratory sickness, a lot of different things are circulating at this time that are supposed to be so deadly, things like that, right? And they say that this is like uncommon amount this year, so that definitely aligns with her energy, okay? Some herbs that you can drink and take, and consult your doctor. I'm not a doctor, whatever the case may be, but mullein, oregano, thyme, mint, peppermint, mint, eucalyptus, okay, lungwort. Those are going to be really good to ingest into your system, cook with, things like that. All right. Another thing too here that is very significant, that aligns also with the Asian culture. We know, ancestor money, and that whole thing. I'm going to go deeper on that throughout the year, but this is a year where you could really heal the poverty mindset, the poverty energy in your bloodline. This is also a year where if you choose to be stagnant this year, you choose to not make changes, not only will some changes be forced, but you can also, if you decide to keep ignoring things or whatever the case may be, you can get stuck in a 7-year cycle. All right, because we're in a 9-year. So this is a completion. This is the year where, as well as a lot of people will be mastering their spiritual gifts. So it's not a time to be lazy or procrastinate on the things you're supposed to be doing. Go get the knowledge that you need. Go take the classes you need. Get these things done, okay, so that you can be successful, and that you don't kind of like put yourself in a rut or a stuck for a couple years, okay. Now she does is the mother and rules over the unborn children and the stillborn children. This is also another year where, because we spoke about Oya on this channel in the past, and this is another year where, with this being her energy, she is the mother Okay, she's a mother energy. So it's going to be a lot of pregnancies that you may see this year. But just be cautious, because with that stillborn energy, you know, just be cautious and take care of yourself, okay? And I keep hearing patience. So really being patient, taking your time is going to be significant this year, okay? Especially when it comes to pregnancy. If you are a doula, doulas work very close with Oya, especially with the energy of her ruling over the life and death. And we know that we don't really gain our soul until we take our first breath, right? So with that energy being said, it's very important to understand that and understand how significant her role is in that. Okay? I had to put it out with a candle, y'all. But yeah, so understanding her role that she plays in that, and if that makes sense, it should make sense, right? Let me say it again, because I'm not sure if I said the whole statement, but we were talking about this on Instagram. I don't know if we really talked about it on YouTube, but or when a baby is born, the baby doesn't get its soul until it takes its first breath, right? So with that being said, that highlights the fact of that is where she is playing that part and putting that soul. This is also a year too where like reincarnation will be significant. A lot of ancestors will be reincarnating this year, because Oya also works hand in hand with the ancestors. Okay, so if you don't necessarily feel comfortable with working with Oya's energy, you can just work with your ancestors. All right, that could be significant. Let's see where we're at. So yeah, and for my doulas, if you don't work with Oya, you can work closely with her to ensure a good year for you, and to also boost your relationship with what you do, with your practice as a doula. Okay? Now, like I said, this is a year of flow, right? And I don't know if I said this, but I was thinking of how it's really good to be in like a water energy, right? Flowing. You're not stuck, you're not mutable. That energy is significant because it's abundant energy. So you don't want to be in an energy of hoarding anything. This is a good year to get rid of things. This is a good year to break free from financial and abundance blocks. I will also be talking about that, how to break free of the poverty curse and things like that. But this is going to be a good year for that. So make sure that you are allowing yourself to flow. Don't hold on too tight to things. Don't have these limiting beliefs. This is the year to actually notice that you can have whatever it is that you need. The universe will provide. If you can just trust in a divine flow of things, knowing that it's always going to work out, right? You're going to be, everything's working out for you. Knowing that. That's what's going to be able to help you get through these different transformations. Okay, because like we said in the beginning, she rules over rebirth and becoming something new, right? Like we were speaking about looking at LA and the fires. That is going to be rebirthed into something new. And we're going to get into her dark feminine aspect more so towards the end. But y'all know how I spoke about that at the beginning of the year, how we are going to, even at the end of last year, the divine feminine is going to rise. Okay, we will see that this year. Okay, in a lot of different ways. We're already seeing that. Okay, as a manifestation. So we're going to see that more prevalent this year. And also, we're going to touch on it, but I'm just going to say this. Women being more comfortable in their dark feminine energy, right? And not being so, tied down to societal standards and imposed energy of how a feminine should be, right? So yeah. So you definitely will experience some major shifts in your life. We will talk about the retrogrades that will be happening. Venus and Pluto are two of the major retrogrades. And we'll talk about that at the end a little bit. But you will also notice that you may be shifting out of certain identities, things that you may have identified yourself with or feel like is an aspect of yourself, right? Or you feel like this is something that is you, maybe shifting, okay, as you know it. Aspects of yourself that you were once extremely attached to you will suddenly feel detached from them, feeling like it may not align with who you are. Okay, and I already see this a lot in the collective. I see a lot of people going through spiritual psychosis, a lot of people just really worked up and amped up. My advice is, y'all know what I always say, emotions is energy in motion. So you have to be able to manage your energy in a way, because if you allow your emotions to get you too worked up, the shifts could be crazy, okay? But if you can keep yourself in a state of balance, and we're going to talk about, too, the ego, balancing that ego out, you'll be able to shift through these shifts smoothly, right? Something that's going to be very prevalent this year, connected to everything, attached to nothing, right? So you may have things stripped away from you, but you may get something brand new. But if you're holding on to what was stripped away, you will not receive that. And that's what we talk about, hoarding and that energy of holding on to things. Flow. You don't own none of this. None of this is yours. You can have nothing tomorrow and have everything the next day. You know what I'm saying? You can have nothing today and have everything tomorrow. So don't stress about that, okay? But what it is going to do inside of you is build your trust and build your sense of loyalty, but sense of trust with the universe and your relationship with the universe and how you manifest and how you bring things into fruition. Okay. And it's going to be very beautiful. Like, I can't wait to really see the change. Well, I can, because I'm enjoying the journey. This year's going to be a beautiful year, but I'm just so excited to see how everyone transforms, even just within our soul family on the channel, but even just as a collective. Okay. Hold on, I have to start over and start a part 2. All right, so we're back. So basically, yeah, that energy is significant. Don't hoard things. Allow things to flow, because this is a year where if you're holding on to something, you're going to stay stagnant, you're going to stay stuck. And releasing things, getting rid of old things that may not be serving you no more at this time. And knowing that it's okay, and releasing the need to feel bad or to feel the judgments of others for you releasing an old version of yourself or you becoming this new version of yourself. Don't allow that to stop your growth. Don't allow that to hinder you. Okay, because that will be something that will be surfacing as well. But do you, okay, and release your old self and move forward to your new self, okay? This will be a year where you will also master certain spiritual practices, clairaudience and claircognizance. The clairaudient is the gift of hearing, and claircognizance is the gift of having that knowing, right? That divine knowing of just knowing something or feeling something. Both of those energies will be enhanced this year. So if you do start to hear voices, hear things, hear people's thoughts, do not be afraid, okay? But just look into some ways to balance your energy, maybe even more meditation. And this is also another reason why, too, be careful with smoking and things like that, or specifically smoking, but depending on, too, like doing different. I do recommend plant medicine, but in a very regulated way, because hearing things, seeing things can be intense this year. So do everything in moderation, right? Work your way up. If you've never done it before, don't go crazy, okay? Take your time, because she is also in charge of the transfer of energy through the chakras, starting at the crown and ending at the crown. So it's going to be a lot of downloads, insights, major information, but it's also going to be a lot of BS as well, because a lot of people are going to be ruled by their emotions or in psychosis or just now waking up, or, and that energy can be kind of toxic if you're moving in a certain way and you're trying to get to a place of stability or groundedness or rootedness. Be cautious of that. What you take in, what you watch, what you listen to, what you entertain, right? Conversations, gossip, those things like that. It's no time for that this year. It's none. It's none. Okay. She is, one of her things that she has sometimes is a machete, and we know her first husband was Ogun, okay, and he taught her how to handle the machete, and Shango showed her how to dwell in fire, right? So this is why we know the fires in LA are Oya, wind and fire in an Oya year. If you don't see it, your eyes is closed. You're blind, because the evidence is everywhere, and everywhere the weather has been crazy. So hold on one second. Yes, I'm rebooking. My bad, y'all. But yeah, so the weather been crazy everywhere. So that's her energy as well. Okay. We said increase, your knowing, and different spiritual gifts that you may have had, or may have not had, are being intense where you can't ignore it, right? So some of you guys will be learning how to master those gifts this year. Okay. Now she also works really, really well with business, marketplace. This is one of the main reasons why when I first started to research her and get into the knowledge of her energy, this was one of the main things that was significant. And looking into the my bad, y'all. Could have sworn I just said I was rebooking. I just had called the front office. But yeah, so that's another thing that she can really help with. And that was one of the first things that she really helped me with majorly, my business, and that energy of being a mother, but also being a boss. Okay, so she definitely operates in that energy very well and can help you to, maybe you too much in your light feminine. She could bring you in your dark feminine energy, help you to conquer your goals, and also keep a balance of that feminine energy. Okay, which we know in today's society is a whole Two of Pentacles balancing act. Okay. She also rules over the month February. We said that, which is means that she operates in Pisces and Aquarius energy. And when you think about those two signs, they're very free flowing, kind of going with the flow, and not so much the people, because everybody's made up of different energies, but thinking about the energy of the sign, right? And also at the same time, very wise, very deep, very different. Okay. So yeah. Now, did we talk about, yep, we spoke about her husband, Ogun, Shango. Okay, so, like I was saying, she is the dark feminine energy. So, in comparison to like light feminine energy, Oshun, even though Oshun has that warrior energy, she's more of that sensual light energy. Whereas Oya brings that dark energy. Okay, and comparison to Yimaye, which is both, right? And so we will see more energy of like seduction, or you may tap into your seduction. Very regal, very much like stand tall, confident, calm. Okay, what's the word? Mysterious, intriguing type of energy. A lot of you guys may develop that energy, or also you may already have it, but it may just come up more within you, and you also may feel more comfortable with it. Okay. And the keeper of secrets. Okay, so this is also a year not to be telling your business. Don't be telling people your business. Okay, because and we were speaking about this too. Like, this kept coming up in the readings, and I was gonna do a video on it. I never did it yet. But everything divine timing, right? That energy of keeping certain things to yourself, not secrecy, I'm looking for another word, but it'll come to me. But yeah, keeping some type of distance, right? And this is where we're going to get into speaking about this cloaking energy will be significant as well, right? Cloaking is a practice, spiritual practice to work on this year, okay? It's the art of hiding, keeping things close to yourself, not telling everyone everything, like I just said, especially your gifts and your abilities, because it's also that high energy of hexing, jealousy this year, okay? And people will try to stop you, and people will try to suppress your gifts, and not only just people, but also the agents within the matrix, okay? So be cautious of that. But yeah, so you will learn how to truly cloak your energy this year, and master that, so that you can detach from the need to be validated, right? Like, sometimes we share or we over give information about ourselves because we're seeking outer validation. This is the year where that's going to be nipped in the bud, okay? We're going to, and a lot of us too could have already kind of did that with that Mars and Cancer energy, but it just depends on how it resonates for you. But we also, like I said, will have a Venus retrograde and a Pluto retrograde. So it may happen there for you, okay? We're going to talk about those dates at the end, so you guys can just put it on your calendar, or just be on the lookout for the energy, knowing what's coming. Not necessarily that you have to do anything, but just the awareness, like we speak about. Awareness helps to prepare us for things and give us that insight to be able to see the deeper underlying meanings within whatever is appearing in the matrix, right? And understanding that life is but a dream. What is this teaching me, right? Okay. And with that energy too, of that cloaking energy, just like we were saying, things will also be exposed this year. Okay, so things will be brought to the light. Okay, so people that's living double lives, certain energy like that, like, things will be exposed. Okay, this is not a year where things are gonna stay hidden. Okay, so especially if you are searching for clarity, or even just you feel lost in career, or what am I supposed to be doing, things like that. It's significant to go ahead and write that intention down, right? And maybe even journal about it once a week or something like that, and you'll get that clarity that you need. Whether you call on Oya, your ancestors, however. Okay, let's see where we're at. Protector. Yeah, she's also the protector of feminine energy. Okay, so like I said, we already see that through the matrix. Like, so many distorted masculines and toxic masculines are getting karma for certain things that these divine feminine energies could not, or these feminine energies could not get vindicated for. Now they're being vindicated. Now they're getting their justice, or they will be getting their justice, okay? No matter what walk of life, right? Dark feminine or light feminine. No matter what walk of life, feminines will get their justice this year, okay? So let's go into the ego, how we was talking about that. So with that energy, this is a year where it's like, number one, we know, like I always tell you guys, it's not about killing the ego, it's about transforming it. And also being able to master your ego and control your ego with intention, right? Disciplining your ego. Not leading with your ego, but allowing your ego to take a back seat and allow your spirit to lead you. Okay? But to also understand that ego. Okay? And intuitively guide it with intention. Okay? To your desired state of being. Right? Which you may not even know what that is, but you may know just this one step. And then next thing you know the next step. And then, so take your time with that. Okay? And be careful on going back to things out of comfort or just old timelines, okay? Because those things can end very badly, very rough, like just drastic, because it's like you're going against the change. You're not going backwards, that's making you go against the change, okay? Kundalini energy will be significant. We know that with the snake energy as well. Okay, so some of you guys look into your sacral chakra energy, could be significant. And Kundalini Shakti, okay, doing some research on her. That may resonate for you, but her energy definitely resonates with this year. Okay, this will also be, but like we said, this will also be a year of wisdom and knowledge. And we know that with the serpent, right? With the wisdom. And even how the serpent is depicted through the Bible, different things like that, healthcare. Look into that symbol. Like, I want you guys to do your own research as well, to look into the symbolism, because the snake holds some of those same qualities. Okay, strong intuitive abilities, strong reflexes, strong senses, spidey senses. Just that's that, also that knowing energy. Okay. Another thing too, where when we get into the wisdom and intellect, a lot of people will have direct connection with a lot of different higher powers, gods, goddesses, deities at this time, because that is also a gift that the snake holds, to be able to have a direct contact with the gods. Okay. And this is also a year of boundaries. Okay, snakes are really good with boundaries. And so is Oya. and this is why I was telling you guys too, where you'll see how the energy correlates, because it's just the energy, and we've stamped our labels on it, but it's just the energy. Okay. Because also for the snake is the true seeker. Okay. Now, this also will be a year, like we spoke about earlier, of unlocking vast treasures of wealth, right? I was speaking about how this is a year where you could really break free from any financial block, any, if you feel like, being broke is a curse, okay? Never broke, in between blessings, okay? Low on funds, but we never broke. Broke is a curse, okay? So a lot of you guys will be freeing yourself. If you're experiencing that, or you have frequent brokenness in your life, you'll be freeing yourself from that as well, okay? This is also a year where people can get mental illness, but you can also heal mental illness this year, okay? It's polarity, all right? We spoke about the jealousy, which also we know about that with the snakes too, okay? And this is also a year where the art of war, like that strategic mindset, is significant, right? Using wisdom, right? Being very wise. When it comes to making decisions, doing things, how you do it, who you do it with, where you do it, who you do it around, when you reveal certain things, okay? If you've never seen mermaids, genies, fairies, spirits, period, you will see them this year, okay? And you've already been seeing things probably already that you notice is just like, that's out of the ordinary. Like, what is that? Okay, so keep your eyes open. Okay. This is also a really good year to plan. All right. Planning, writing things down. Like I said, this is a year for major growth, and you could really break free from any financial blocks that you could be experiencing. and planning your finances this year, excuse me, y'all, will really bring and reap great rewards. All right, putting in that work this year is going to reap good rewards. Other years, it's like, yeah, you can put in the work, and certain blockages and certain things that may come and arise, or whatever the case may be, and maybe everything's not aligning for you. You gotta wait till this time. This year, if you put the plan in motion and you be about that action, it's nothing stopping you but you. Okay? So yeah, this will be a year of assets. Okay? This will be a year where if you're already wealthy, you know, if you already have own multiple some things, you may start owning multiple of those things, right? Maybe you own one house, now you go get a house in another state, right? Like expansion, wealth. Okay? Say if you have one business, you may start another business, okay? And it's like the way that you're gonna do it, because of this strategic planning, because of this, how you really have to map these things out, is going to be very successful for a long time. This is also a good time to break free this year, break free of situationships, or do magic to heal that situationship and push it into a relationship. All right, so that's significant as well. Y'all know y'all could book me for y'all workings and things like that. We'll book a session to do a reading and see if, you know, I'm willing to take your case. I'm willing to, me and my ancestors are willing to work with you, and we'll see how that go, okay? My ancestors, spirit guides, deities, and guides that I work with, right? I don't work with everybody, and this is also something that's going to be significant. If you are somebody of the craft, things like that, this is another year that's very significant. Don't just do anything with anybody. Be very cautious, all right? For this year, the southeast direction will be significant when it comes to like feng shui and different things like that. All right, if it resonates, it resonates. If you have more questions on that and we do a specific video breaking that down, we can. This is also a year where you can build your charm, all right, your magnetism. We spoke about that earlier, but this is also with the snake energy, right? We see how it doubles over. Now, overall, we will see a lot of spiritual and physical transformations. Luxury will definitely be accessible this year if you're willing to work for it. And casino luck, even going, like if you are in, this is if it resonates. This is a good year for those who have a casino career. Okay? If you know what you're doing and you know how to operate the energy, and if you need coaching on that, you know, let me know. But this is a good year for that. Yeah, and we spoke about the jealousy. Yeah, people will be trying to suppress your gifts, especially the agents in the universe. Offerings for, oh yeah. All right, so some things that you can get as a offering will be rainwater. You can bathe in it. You can put it on your altar. You can also go out in the rain, heal your energy, reset your energy. Hurricane water, red wine, plum wine, gin, rum, pomegranate, eggplant, grapes. These are all oyas. Okra, plums, chicken, fish, goat, pigeon peas, tobacco, legumes, cornmeal, any type of chocolate, like specifically dark chocolate though, but any type of chocolate. Black beans, did I say that? Cornmeal, tobacco, cemetery dirt. Now, if you are, I already told you how to do that. Okay, if you're going to get the dirt from the cemetery, I told you how to do that. Now, if you don't want to do that with her and work with her to do that, then I recommend you go to like one of your passed on loved ones and go to their resting place and get it from there. Okay, if you're going to be working with your ancestors. Lavender, patchouli, Hajan the Conqueror, orchids, purple peonies, dark red roses, and 9 pennies. We know 9 pennies is significant for her. Okay, black tourmaline, significant for her. All of these. Amethyst. Oh, yeah, hold on. Okay. Amethyst, a bloodstone, smoke quartz. Okay, and that is pretty much it, you guys. For the symbolism, I'm going to come back and tell you guys how you can do a ritual. I also will be doing a video soon about breaking free from poverty, financial blocks, brokenness, like you just can't free yourself from being broke, things like that. We will go over a plethora of ways, and we will also go in depth on the Patreon, which the Patreon will be dropping on the 1st. So be ready, okay? But yeah, we can go in depth on those things separately. I just didn't want to make this video too long, especially since I had to record 2 parts. Okay, so I love you guys. Love yourself. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below about this video. I'm super excited for this year. There's so many amazing things that's coming for us. I hope you're ready. And I hope you're ready to take action, because you got something that you're supposed to be doing, and you need to go ahead and do it. Okay? And you're not going to play with you. She's going to make you put that work in, but it's going to be worth it. Okay? Peace, y'all. Telling you guys about the retrogrades. Okay? So, I'm going to tell you about the retrogrades, and I did forget to touch on the fact that there will be some major sudden shifts when it comes to global, like we already see the global conflict, though. That's kind of already happening. And so that's very much like 9-year energy, okay? And then we also will see like shifts in power, but it could happen where it's like it happens so quick and fast, because it's thunder. Remember, she ruled over thunder, okay? So it's not gonna be something that's like, oh, you got time to think about it and meditate on it and what you think about it. No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen quick, and it's gonna be fast, okay? Now let's talk about these retrogrades. So we know, where is it? So on March 2nd, Venus will go retrograde until I think it's September. I might be wrong. That might be the short one. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I think I skipped April. How I did that. Yeah, so Venus starts retrograding on March 2nd. And then the retrograde ends on April 13th. Okay, so that will be a good time to look at our love languages. Look at how we love ourselves, specifically self, okay? But even just like certain boundaries or things that we may used to have may be fully being transformed, shifted, especially when it comes to the way we love. And we know love is the highest vibration. It's something that we operate in on a day-to-day basis, so that's significant as well. Okay, Pluto will retrograde from May 4th until May 4th to October 14th. Okay, so that's going to be a significant time. And I have Pluto in my first house. My birthday is in August. Like, why y'all got to do me like that? So we will be celebrating our birthday in October at the end. No, but so yeah, Pluto will station back direct on the 14th. So that's a good little time. And I feel like that energy is probably going to be intense, especially depending on where you have Pluto. And we know Pluto rules over Scorpio energy. Okay, so that is going to be intense. And that also may be another period of time where you may start to activate dark feminine energy, because Pluto is the darkness. Pluto is Scorpio, death, transformation. So you may be dying to an old version of yourself. Okay, so make sure that you allow space for that. Okay, and don't be so hard on yourself. And we know that we will have the spring equinox on March 20th. Okay, and we will be doing a astrological New Year celebration. Okay, so y'all get ready for that as well. But yeah, those are the few things that I've left out of the first two videos, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. Also, the energy where oh yeah, she's a fighter, she's a warrior. Okay, she don't play no games. All right, and we have to think about, we're in awareness to know the energy, right? And I'm so very grateful. I'm sure you're very grateful and express much gratitude to be in alignment with the awareness of the energy. And because you have this awareness of this energy, be mindful of others who don't have the awareness and who may be going through triggering experiences and may have outbursts. And, so don't antagonize people, allow things to just be smooth, because you have the awareness of what's going on. Kind of hold space with people. And if you can't really hold space, because it's also energy of like fighting, just get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay? Get out of there, literally. Because you don't want to deal with an experience of death by over some small argument or intense hurt or injury because of something that could have been walked away from. Okay, so that energy is important to know too. So yeah, I love you guys. For real this time. Peace.